Mrs. Riopelle, tell us a little bit about the basic epidemic of obesity. There's lots of data out there, and tell us the impact it really has. I heard that there is about 3 to 4 times as many people who are obese, and frankly, even more so, 5, 6, 7 times as many people who are really morbid obese. They're like majorly obese, and if that is true, it's not only the good looks which goes, but there's lots of other things which goes with that, especially if it happens at early age, which again is another of those problems apparently that young people get it, very young people. Why don't you really picture to me here of what that does to those young and younger people, going down that road.
Right. So increased weight, whether it's starting in childhood or as an adult, increases our chance of developing secondary diseases quite a bit. And diabetes in America is very, very common now due to the obesity problem. Other diseases that obesity can cause include a fatty liver, and also it increases our risk of heart disease and blood pressure problems. So our diet really is very, very important when it comes to preventative medicine and trying to keep us as fit and young as possible.
So now you have heart problem, you have liver problem, you have diabetes, and you have blood pressure problem. Should we mention a little bit of what those particular problem in itself? Because sometimes, people, we might be going, okay, so what? I have a little high blood pressure, or I have a little bit of that. But can we again show what maybe those few other things you mentioned, diabetes, liver, heart, and blood pressure, what they in turn trigger?
So these diseases they're the most common diseases that can cause death in the United States and around the world. So prolonged, let's say, high blood pressure, and you have to treat it with either a medication or diet and exercise first. And if you can't control it with diet and exercise, then medications have side effects. And a lot of people don't feel well on them, and so it, the issue of quality of life comes up and choices. So if we can increase our strategy to prevent the problem in the first place, and we know how to do that if we have a good diet, we avoid toxins, and we exercise, then people are going to be better off overall.
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously that makes sense because, here we are already not wanting or having time to do the exercise we want, and yet when we get obese, we A, need more, and B, it is much more taxing on the body. Basically, we like to do it even less because we're more lazy. And more tired and more exhausted, and looks like it's a dwindling spiral effect, which then goes in very fast. And I guess that's you mentioned in another video that then all of a sudden the lifestyle just simply isn't there anymore. And when the lifestyle isn't there anymore, people give up in their career, they give up in their love life, and they just wither away. And it's a shame to see that. Do you think that this obesity thing, which this epidemic, which they might one of these days call a pandemic, do you think it has anything to do with the prediction from the, the World Health, whatever this organization is? They say that the young generation, the people who are now 15, 20, may be the first generation which actually has a less healthy and not a prolonged life compared to, we lived in a long type of generation for 100 or more years where, money, health, and all that stuff got better. And apparently both of those things are now not getting better. So do you think the obesity problem has something to do with it?
Yes, definitely. Well, if you think about the 1800s, diabetes wasn't even identified yet and was very, very rare. So with our increased wealth and education, people are not they're not going with the education of the exercise and the diet and the prevention, because I think, like you said, they do tend to get lazy, and with higher education also they get jobs that don't allow them time, and so time commitment is not there, and the stress increases, and it kind of all snowballs.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's try to stay trim from early on, and get used to it, get addicted to it, basically do the right thing. Thank you very much, Mrs. Riopelle.
Thank you.